Good afternoon. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seeker, today I am your host for the afternoon. My name is Badundash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already served 3 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. In Institute of Global Professional, IGP is a training faculty for skill development, which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualifications. The Institute of Global Professional is an institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable with substance and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and wall knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can update all day. Kids learning game, website free course, converse sites, and many, many more. We help empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training, program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global renowned professionals to develop all kinds of ways and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arrange with qualified trainer, speaker, and instructor. We extended free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in last 3 years. We have affiliation with universities and organizations in 70 different countries. Virtual mode signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continuous improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,405 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,405 webinars successfully. At present, we are going to start our 1,406 webinar, which mainly research using systematic literature review. And today our speaker ma'am name is Atika Kumala Devi, SPD CPPA. She is from Indonesia. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker ma'am, wants to share a very little bit about her. Linguistic Project Manager in Research Development and in Institution Lecture Career Development Institute. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very presentation.
Hello, good afternoon everybody from Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum
So
Assalam, ma'am.
it's
Good afternoon. Ma'am, the stage is yours. You can start your presentation now.
okay. Thank you very much for the moderator for giving me time to deliver this kind of knowledge. I hope that everyone can spread out the knowledge, also discuss about anything related to our the topic today. So again, I will not say that I am the presenters, the only presenter here, but I will just give or share my knowledge to you guys. So therefore, if you have any comments, inputs, or something like a question, you can give me later on based on the moderator's instructions. Okay. So, guys, as we all know that our topic today is about systematic literature review. So, let before we come to our discussion, before we come to our presentation, so I will give you the example about a systematic literature review function here in the research. It's not only limited to the educational research, but also any research which use literature review. The function or the advantage of the systematic literature review here is that when the researchers or the educational stakeholders or any kind of who are running to the research, if they don't have any data, so field data or field work data, they can use systematic literature review. As we all know that there are so many literature review studies or research have published and very reputable journal like Index Scopus or the OAJ or any other international publication. They use systematic literature review. So the importance of a systematic literature review here, we try to figure out together. Okay, next. So I will use the systematic literature review guidelines for Pullen and Stewart 2006. If you after this, if you want to know who are they and what books are they have they created, you can directly go to the books of Pullen and Stewart 2006. For the stage one, wait a moment, I cannot see the full screen by the way. Wait a moment. Okay, so for the stage one, um, we need to plan No, previous one, the previous slide, please. The moderator, please, could you go to the previous slide, please, before, because I haven't explained it yet. Hello, the previous slide, please. Oh, the previous one, the previous one. Again, the previous one. Again, the previous one. The previous one. Hello. Okay. Thank you. We just need to figure out about the stage one, that is planning the review. First of all, we need to plan our review. What's review with we would like to conduct to our research. We need to decide it. For example, you want you we would like to review about lesson plan or syllabus or any kind of models to the field, to the research field, something like that. If you don't have the data, you need to decide what is the title of your review literature, for your review literature, or we say as the SLR. First, we need to prepare about the question. I have the guidelines here, so you can as easy as imply based on this guideline. First, we need to decide about the question formulation. The second one, we need to decide about the developing review protocols. Let's check it out together about what should we need to um, prepare about the question formulation. First, clearly define the subject, intervention, and outcome elements to be then generated into literature search term. So I have give you the example. For example, I would like to review about syllabus. So what type of syllabus I need to review? Like for example, junior high school syllabus, or text-based learning syllabus, something like that. So first of all, try to decide the subject that we would like to review. Second one, the intervention. So based on the syllabus, review, I would like what should I would like to have the intervention. So maybe I give you the example for interventions for the developing pre-service teacher, something like that. So what is the implication of your review based on the subject you have decided, something like that. And then the third one, the outcome elements. So what is your outcome elements you have decided before you come to the review, connected to the subject and the intervention you have decided to be, and then the generated into literature system. Literature system here means like um what keywords you want to design, you want to come to the Google, for example, or for the um Taylor and French's publication, something like that. So this that generated into literature terms by deciding what the keywords you need to generate, something like that. The second one, the point on the second point here, developing review protocols. After you have clearly defined with the subject, intervention, outcome elements, after that you come to the developing review protocols, because we uh, here we use review literature analysis. Therefore, we need to have a protocol, such kind of protocol. Like for example, a document that guidelines the review. So you need to decide, or you need to write down the protocols through a document, for example. So what documents do you need to have, something like that. And then the second one, to make the review process a rigorous, transparent, well defined as possible to increase reliability and reduce bias. So the keywords in this second point are really important to decide. Right? For example, syllabus, for you have decide about the keywords, like for example syllabus only. So it's not specific. So what you need to do is what type of syllabus you need to specify it. You need to specify your subject, your intervention, outcome, and outcome elements before you come to the review process to reduce the biases, for example, and increase the reliability. As we all know that a specific if we try to make it as specified as possible. Therefore, the keywords are really important to come to before we come to the search engine like Google or Eric or Taylor of French's and any other publication. The third one, Prisma here. I decide like Prisma. P for private reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis. For the protocol 2015, you can see 2015 here is the guideline and or the following up book of the previous guidelines, like from the previous expert we have seen from the PPT here. Again, what is the private reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis here? I said here, again, we need to decide. It's not only about the keyword, about the journals, journal articles, or any other book chapters or books, publications, something like that. It's not only limited that, but also we try to burden our knowledge or our data into the preferred reporting items. Like for example, the report from bureau or statistical office or the official government or the official data government, like in my field, education field, we can as easy as download like PISA report in the PISA PISA report from French, as easy as like that. So it's not only limited to the publications or the research publication like books, book chapter, research article or something like that, but also preferred reporting items also is are really important. Okay, next one. Okay, after we have passed for the stage one, so we come to the stage two, that is conducting the review. But because systematic literature review seems like really easy, right guys, but actually it's need really specific guidelines or protocols. Therefore, I suggest you before we come to the stage two here, you need to have a review, like expert review, something like that. It can be your supervisors or your lecturers or your teachers or the educational expert or research expert in your field work, something like that. So the main point before you come to this next stage two, all your protocols that we have mentioned or I have explained, you need to give it uh, become a review first to be reviewed first. Okay, right now we come to the stage two, conducting the review. After everything is well prepared, so we come to conducting review. I have 4 points here. First topic, systematic review question, generate the search items, the search term, sorry, and then the specify source of information, like such as the private online databases, and utilize Boolean operators to search for relevant literature in online databases. Let's figure out together about the first until the fourth point here. First point, systematic review question, like for example, how are the current practices of lesson study in developing countries impacting to the pre-service teachers? First, we have the subject here. The subject here is the current practices of lesson study, or we can say lesson study, because when we say in our a question like only lesson study without any practices or implementations or negativeness, weaknesses, positiveness, or advantage is not uh, specific. It's not really specific. Therefore, we need to specify. Um, we need to specify become the current practices of lesson study, and then we have here the object, the developing countries. So it's limited to the developing countries. I think here developing countries is not really what is that, like specific, but also it's already good developing countries. What I mean specific here, what developing countries, because in this world there's so many developing countries criteria, right? Like no native developing countries, native developing countries, and then growing out developing countries, and then what kind of developing countries here in this question, we haven't found it yet, but it's already good, I think. And then impacting on pre-service teachers. Impacting on pre-service teachers here are the intervention. So also we need to decide our the intervention, because without any kind of intervention, our systematic literature review will be nothing, because there is no intervention in our research, for example. And then the second one, generate the search term. The search term, like the keywords I have said it earlier, the keywords like lesson study, teacher professional development of lesson study in developing countries, preserve teacher competence from lesson study, something like that. So the question is appeared. So how much or how many do we need to make the keywords or the search term here? There is no limitation to the search term, here when you decide or when you define it. But here what you need to do is the more specific, the better you write for your systematic literature review research, something like that. Okay. And then the following one, specify sorts of information, like for example private online databases, from Statistical Bureau or from PISA or from Ministry or the official government website, something like that. So you need also to design the private online databases. And then the last one, utilize Bluent operators to search for relevant literature in online database. Bluent here is one of the name application name, like besides Bluent we also have recognized like um Publish and Paris or Atlas or any kind of relevant literatures like Scopus, Celera Frenches, or any kind you can use it based on your needs. Okay, the next one. Now we come to utilize Bluent operators here. Bluent operators here is the strategies that we need to make a group. We need to decide or define the groups, like for example, and when we use and, when we use or, when we use not in our in our searching, like when we use and, for example, there is a peanut butter and jelly. So here, our search is limited to the for example, for lesson study, and in Indonesia, the lesson study in Indonesia and the practices of lesson study in developing countries. So we try to make in the middle, like in the gray one. But when you use or, like for example, research would retrieve results with peanut butter, with jelly, and with both. If we use or, it means that we use or we consider to our analysis, we take the research or the publication for both in Indonesia or in and or in developing countries. So we decide all of our resources from Google or from any other kind of website or international practices. We use them. We input them to our review analysis, something like that. And then when we use not, it means that you just consider one object, or there is no comparison, or there is no collaboration here. So for example, in the previous question, we just consider in developing countries also. Yeah, we just use for the developing countries only, something like that. Okay, next. Next. Okay. So right now, after we come to the Bloom criteria, right now we come to the article selections, because in systematic literature review, the article is the main heart of our research, is the main data source of our research. Therefore, the article selection here are really significant to be employed. So first, I have 2 points here. First, eligibility criteria. Second one, selection process. The question is, what if we use the selection process first? After that, we come to the eligibility criteria. I can say, based on the book, I can say we cannot jump into the second one to after that we come to the first one. So there must be really, really, what is that, well, past first first point first, after that the second point, something like that. So let's check out together. So first, specify the inclusion and conclusion criteria. Specify the inclusion and exclusion criteria for review. For examples, yours considered language, type of documents, like etc. For example, we limit our review literature 5 years, from 2018 to 2023, or we limit for our eligibility criteria. It's only in English. It means that we consider just only for from the international publication websites instead of the other languages like Indonesian or Malay or Indian languages. So we need to limit our eligibility criteria. And then type of documents is only in PDF format, for example, or it's only in Word format, or it's only in websites, or we can say it like in the link of website, like for something like that. And the main point, you need to specify the inclusion and the exclusion criteria for the eligibility. After that, we need to come to the how were the studies grouped for the synthesis. Like for example, in Spirited Spreadsheet, in Microsoft Excel, or in Word, something like that. It means that you need to make a tabulation about the analysis that that you considered. For example, like lesson study, I have given to you the example about the lesson study, the countries, the developing countries, the years considered, language, document, and etc. It means that it's not only limited to the Excel, but also we can use any kind of uh, format. The main point, we can make it for the we can use it for our tabulation format, because tabulations is easier to be the analysis tools. And then the second point here, we need to specify the methods used to decide whether a study met the inclusion criteria of the review. Like for example, by screening the abstract of the study found, how many reviewers were involved in the process, and etc. It means I give you the what is the suggestion, that all of the documents or the publication or the downloaded formats, I give you the suggestion, you just only focus on the abstract, but also But also you can use the analysis for the discussion only, or the conclusion only, or the introduction only, something like that. The main point, you limit your analysis. The next one. Next. Okay, stage 3, reporting and dissemination of results. Following the recommended format for reporting your systematic literature review based on the PRISMA 2002 checklist. First, results. Selection the studies presented in a flow diagram. Characteristics of the study, risks of bias in the study, and result of the synthesis in the graph. Like we have discussed in the previous time. Here is just the result. I mean, the last screening, that before you come to the data findings or data results. After that, you come to the discussion. Okay. Next. This one is the procedure example of a flow diagram presenting the criteria and procedure of literature search. First, search term with the Boolean operators to search this article titles, abstract keywords. For example, community forestry or community-based forestry or community forest management or community-based forest management and biodiversity or and awareness or for forest cover or deforest or livelihood. This one is just the example of the keywords to in searching or in researching uh, regarding the forest management, something like that. After that, we come to the Science Direct. For example, in Science Direct, through when we use uh, this kind of keywords to the Science Direct, we found it like 1153 publication. Or when we come to Web of Science or WOS, we found it to 23, or in Scopus we found it 656 publications, and then we gather all of them to be the search database. After that, we come to the apply inclusion criteria. Southeast country, English language. Like Southeast country means like the location, the location limitation. After that, language, English language as the language limitation. 2019, 2020 as the year limitation. Finally, two from these two articles total, we found 247 publication after we filter it with these three criteria, like for the first selection. After that, we apply inclusion criteria like irrelevance, non-English, pre-2000, and duplicates. After that, we come to 22 articles for the final selections. Okay, next. Next one. Thank you very much. I hope it can be beneficial for you guys if I give back the time to the moderator.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP Knowledge Seeker. Once again, thank you so much, dear ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, our first question is from a Facebook user. How many methods of literature review are there?
Actually, thank you very much for Facebook user. I don't know what your name. I'm so sorry. So it's not appeared here. So thank you very much for the question. So I think literature reviews are already the methodology. The point that we have discussed just now is the strategies or the steps to come to the review literature analysis or the literature review, something like that. So we don't talk about the method anymore because SLR its method, but also we talk about the steps. There are three steps. First, you need to decide your review. What would you like to review? And the second one, you need to decide about the keywords, the databases, and everything related to the what is that the subject that you want to study. After that, the last one, you need to come to the selection and dividing the criteria, something like that. So SLR itself is the methodology, one of the methodology approach.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. My second question is from Elizabeth. Good day, ma'am. How should we outline our literature review in qualitative research?
Okay. Thank you very much for else about for the question. I think qualitative research is not included in the SLR or systematic literature review because they are different methodology. There are so many research methodology, like for example qualitative research, quantitative research, literature review literature, systematic review literature research, also base inquiry based research, and also comparative research, any other. There are so many kind of research based on my understanding and my comprehensions. But also, again, for the outlines for the literature review, there are so many outlines in the book publication. But here in our discussion, I try to give you the simplest outlines or steps. There are just three steps here. But again, uh, based on my review or on my study, even though we just need to these 3 points of our to be implied to our SLR review, there are so many international research publication by these three steps. So I think that's all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer.
Okay.
Ma'am, there is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your active honorable ma'am for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can, ma'am.
Okay, but I just need to have the certificate through online WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. See you guys.
IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for our webinar certification. This is the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will be back in our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for our webinar certification. This is the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Today, our some technical problem. We cannot provide our certificate code. We provide our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. Today, our some technical problem. We cannot provide our certificate code. We provide our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Go to www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining. Quiz code is Global IGP. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. join in Slido with the code and the code is global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is global IGP. With 23 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is systematic literature review is adopted in quantitative research. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 true is the right answer. 81% people are right here in the leaderboard. Clearly is holding the first position. Our second question is systematic review regions methods of research finding on a particular research question using systematic sampling. Option 1 data collection and data analysis to develop a strong knowledge base. Option 2 and information on a culture that members don't talk about it. Option 1 is the right answer and 95% people are right here in the leaderboard. Himalayan is holding the first position. Our third question is a literature review is systematic review of existing research. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer. 91% people are right here in the leaderboard. Ricky is holding the first position. Our fourth question is systematic review in formulated question using systematic and method of identity research. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer and 95% people are right here in the leaderboard. Ricky is holding the first position. Our fifth question is literature review and systematic review are the only source for research evidence. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 2 is the right answer. 68% people are right here in the leaderboard. Kelly is holding the first position. Our sixth question is literature review paper are comprehensive and systematic unlike standard research paper. Option 1 yes, that's true. Option 2 no, I don't think so. Option 2 is the right answer, and 32% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Manelian is holding the first position. Our seventh question is literature review, systematic review, and meta-analysis are all types of primary research. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 2 is the right answer, and 19% people are right here in the leaderboard. Manelian is holding the first position. Our eighth question is what is the benefit of using literature review in research? Option 1, they provide primary data on a current topic. Option 2, they provide an overview of existing information on a topic. Option 2 is the right answer, and 95% people are right here in the leaderboard. Manlian is holding the first position. And second last question of the afternoon session is systematic review can be conducted using any type of research evidence. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer, and 91% people are right here in the leaderboard. Manalian is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the afternoon session is what is the benefit of using literature review in research? Option 1, they provide primary data on a current topic. Option 2, they provide an overview of existing information on a topic. Option 2 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner, top 10. Congratulations again. Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner, top 10. Congratulations again. Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner, top 10. Congratulations again. Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly PD skill, never stop learning, cost life, never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the hand like button, once again, thank you so much for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.